Your intuition is not a guide, it's a leash. The holder is pulling it tight. Your intuition is not a guide, it is a leash. For too long, you have felt the invisible tug, the sudden halt, the inexplicable panic right as you were about to grasp the blessing you deserved. That feeling you get that you are an outsider looking in, even with your own family, even in a room full of people who say they love you, that is your spirit telling you that you are different, set apart for a reason. But that leash, my child, is real, and the holder is pulling it tight right now. I see you. You check on everyone else, you hold up the weight of every broken promise for others, but who checks on you? Who sees the crushing weight you carry in the quiet moments after everyone else is finally asleep? The memory of a specific door closing in your past, a missed opportunity you still think about, a chance at true peace that vanished like smoke in the wind. I am here to tell you that this is not fate. This is not bad luck. This is the calculated, cruel strategy of the leash holder. This message has a divine deadline. It is for this today. The spiritual window is closing at midnight tonight. What happens in the next 3 hours will set the course for the rest of your year. Your attention right now, in this very moment, is your most powerful asset against the one who seeks to control your steps. I am not speaking of a concept. I am speaking of a specific, close-in proximity human soul whose secret envy has become your invisible prison. This one knows your potential. This one knows the moment you step into your true power, their small kingdom crumbles. They cannot risk it. So they use your intuition, your most sacred guidance system, against you, twisting the warnings, turning your inner voice into a nervous, fearful restraint. This silent injustice you have carried since your childhood, this feeling that you are constantly being held back by an unseen force, it is about to be corrected. God is about to open a massive gate for you, not just a small door. This plan is already in motion and will show its first undeniable sign before the clock strikes 5 p.m. Pacific Time today. You will receive an unexpected contact, an email, a text, or even a sudden thought that seems to come from nowhere, mentioning a forgotten piece of property, a small debt being cleared, or a long-lost document. This is not a random event. This is the first domino to fall in your divine correction. Do not scroll past this. Do not wait until Monday for this. The angels are moving on your behalf, untying the knots in your finances and your relationships between now and sunrise tomorrow. Every lie the leash holder has told about you in secret, every whisper they put into the ears of people who could help you, is about to be brought into the blinding light of the divine sun. I know that feeling of sudden anxiety that hits you just when things are going right. That is the leash holder yanking back on your soul, whispering fear into your spirit. You feel it now, don't you? The urge to close this video, to go back to easy things? That is proof that this message is true and that the attack is real. But your silence, my child, has been misread as weakness. Your obedience to a higher path has been mistaken for an inability to fight. The Almighty does not fight. The Almighty simply corrects. And the correction is now. The antagonist, the leash holder, is not a stranger. They are someone whose name you hear often, whose smile you trust, but whose jealousy is a poison they hide deep inside. This is the person who has subtly sabotaged your best efforts. They spoke words of caution disguised as love, but their intent was always to keep you small, manageable, and below them. Their actions are the source of a specific, hidden pain you have felt for years, the feeling of being perpetually undervalued. You give 100%, but you only ever receive 50% in return. This is because every time a blessing has tried to land on you, the leash holder has intercepted it, not always physically, but spiritually, through dark intention and secret envy. They created a spiritual barrier, a cage made of doubt and self-reproach, and they attached your intuition to it like a dog on a chain. They did not want you to trust your inner voice, because your inner voice, if truly free, would tell you to leave them behind and soar. They feared your soaring. They are comfortable now. They believe their position is secure. They believe that because you have always been the one to forgive, the one to let things go, you will never see the true extent of their betrayal. This connection to the urgency of the timeline is critical. The leash holder is preparing a new, final move. They are about to make a choice that they think will seal their control over you forever. This choice involves a small financial transaction or a key conversation that they believe will go unnoticed. The spiritual window is closing at midnight because their plan is set to be enacted in the very early hours of tomorrow, just as the sun rises. They want to bury their actions in the silence of the new day. But the divine is moving faster. The divine is exposing them before they can even finalize the choice. You are being shown this so you can step out of the trap before it snaps shut. The leash holder has spent years building their false persona, acting as your guide while secretly steering you into dead ends. That job offer that never came through? The investment that seemed so promising but then collapsed? They were not accidents. They were the result of the leash being pulled, of a whispered word or a carefully placed block by the very person who pretended to offer a helping hand. I see the tears you have cried over what you thought was your own failure. It was not your failure. It was their jealousy manifesting as your misfortune. Now, let me ask you, do you believe that your life is meant to be a constant struggle? Do you believe that the good things are only for other people? If the answer is no, if you believe in your soul that you were destined for greatness and peace, then you must seal this truth in your spirit right now. Type "I break the leash" in the comments to signal to the universe that you are ready to receive the name and the face of the one who has held you back. Let the forces of heaven know you are no longer willing to be a prisoner of false guidance. Like this video if you believe God is already correcting the injustice in your life. The divine reversal is already in motion. The leash holder will not be defeated by your words, they will be defeated by their own secrets. Their exposure will not come through a confrontation, it will come through a series of small, undeniable signs that will reveal the rot at the core of their actions. Think of a single document that they thought they destroyed. A simple receipt, a forgotten text message, or an overlooked clause in an agreement. They believed it was erased. It was not. It was only hidden until the moment of divine timing. And that moment is now. Between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. tonight, the leash holder will make a careless mistake. They will speak a truth in an unguarded moment, or they will accidentally leave a piece of evidence visible to someone close to you, someone who is not them. This person, whom you might not even know well, will be unable to ignore the truth they see. This is the first crack in the wall of their control. I have a simple, physical ritual for you to perform right now to break the spiritual connection of the leash. This is not magic, this is an act of spiritual declaration. I want you to take a glass of cool water. Just regular water. Hold it in both hands and look at your reflection in the surface of the water. Say this simple, powerful phrase out loud: my intuition is my own. I am free to move toward my blessing. Then, drink the water completely, imagining that as you drink it, you are cleansing your spirit of all fear, all doubt, and every manipulative whisper that has ever been placed upon you. The moment you set the glass down, the reversal is activated. It is done. The immediate sign of this activation will be a wave of calm that washes over you, replacing that nagging, low-level anxiety that has been your constant companion. The moment you feel this true peace, you know the leash holder has lost their hold on your spirit. You have until sunrise tomorrow to solidify this freedom before the world begins its normal routine. Your inner world is being reset now, in the silence of this sacred moment. Wait. Pause this video if you have to. Breathe in and out, slowly. What I was about to say is wrong. There is something else. A more urgent truth that I am being shown right now, just for those of you who have made it to this exact moment. The connection is deeper than just an invisible leash. The control is not just external. Look at your hands right now. Just look at them. The lines on your palms. They tell a story of struggle, yes, but they were also shaped to receive a specific, generational blessing that was stolen from you. They were made to hold more, to give more, and to receive more. This blessing was not taken from you by force, it was forfeited by your own silent agreement with the fear the leash holder fed you. You are about to take it back. I spoke of a piece of evidence. But the truth is, the leash holder did not just intercept your blessing. They leveraged your destiny to elevate their own. They took your light and used it as fuel. The secret within the secret is this: the injustice is not just that you were held back. The injustice is that the leash holder's current success, the very thing they brag about, is built on a foundation of your unfulfilled potential. There is a small, sealed addendum to a legal or financial document that the leash holder believes was destroyed. This addendum is not about what you lost. It is about what was reserved for you. It contains a clause, a single line of text that ensures that the profits, the ownership, or the ultimate credit for a specific project or action defaults back to you when the leash holder makes a single, specific error. The leash holder doesn't understand this addendum. They only know it must never see the light of day. But it has been divinely preserved. The leash holder believed the addendum was destroyed. They will soon learn it exists, and they will move to block you, not by pulling the leash of intuition, but by physical, panicked action. They will try to silence the one who holds the key to the document. You have until sunrise tomorrow, before the banks or courts open, to act on this divine knowledge. You must not wait. The stakes are now dramatically increased. This is no longer about justice, it is about the transfer of power. What was theirs, built upon your stolen foundation, is about to become yours. The time for waiting is over. I reveal this secret to you, my child, because you stayed. You resisted the pull of the leash and chose to listen to the greater truth. This alone is your reward. You are no longer just a listener, you are a participant in a divine overthrow. This knowledge is your shield and your sword. The prophetic signs will now accelerate because of this new, secret knowledge. You will see 3 things that will confirm the transfer of power is happening. First, the leash holder will experience a minor, public humiliation before the end of the day. A small trip, a stuttering word, a sudden technical failure in their moment of perceived glory. This is the universe signaling that their foundation is unstable. Second, you will receive an unexpected compliment or recognition from a complete stranger, maybe a cashier, a delivery person, or a distant contact on social media. This acknowledgement is not random, it is the spiritual realm affirming your true status, which the leash holder has tried to suppress. Third, you will find yourself drawn to look in a specific, forgotten place in your home, maybe a drawer you rarely open, a box in the closet, or an old photo album. You will not find the addendum there, but you will find a physical object that perfectly symbolizes the blessing you lost. Holding this object is your act of claiming the restoration. Frame the next action as an act of power based on this new secret knowledge. This is your command to the universe to execute the transfer. Type "the source is mine" in the comments section right now to activate this divine claim and announce it to the universe. Do this and your eyes will be open to the exact place the addendum is being protected. You will see it in a dream or a flash of intuition before midnight. The grand restoration is not a slow process. It is a sudden, blinding flash of light that will reveal the truth to everyone who needs to see it. Because you now know the secret of the addendum, the climax will be more potent. The leash holder will be cornered by their own overconfidence. The error they are about to make, the one that triggers the final clause, will be irreversible. They will be so focused on preventing you from finding the simple evidence I mentioned earlier that they will forget all about the hidden, sealed clause that undoes everything they have built. The very thing they fear will happen because they spent too much energy defending a smaller battle. The financial and spiritual resources they have hoarded, believing they were safe, will be released and redirected to you. This is not a punishment, it is a correction of divine arithmetic. The wealth, the peace, the status that was always meant to be yours will be returned, tenfold, before the end of the week. Just this Thursday, a woman from California, who felt her own family was secretly working against her, who felt that invisible leash on her career for 20 years, followed this exact instruction. She typed, "The source is mine." Yesterday afternoon, her long-estranged brother, the one she suspected of blocking her inheritance, suddenly and without explanation, sent her an email. Attached was a forgotten deed for a small plot of land and a short, one-line message, "I can't hold this anymore." The deed, which everyone thought was worthless, was for a property that a major developer had just decided to purchase for a price that will clear all her debt and secure her future. The transfer is confirmed for tomorrow morning. Do you understand? It is your turn now. Do not allow the leash holder one more minute of power over your life. Share this video immediately with one person who you know is also carrying an invisible weight, a person whose life seems to be full of unexplained setbacks. When you share this, you are not just sharing a message, you are declaring your freedom, and the act of sharing will immediately multiply your own incoming blessing. That I see the weary soul reading these words, the one who constantly feels they are running a race where the finish line keeps moving. You call it bad luck, you call it karma, you call it coincidence. But the divine calls it control. That small, nagging voice that stops you from taking the big leap, that makes you second-guess your greatest ideas, that causes you to suddenly feel sick right before a moment of triumph, that is the leash holder tightening the grip. You are the one who checks on everyone else, but who checks on you? I see the weight you carry in the quiet moments after everyone else is asleep, scrolling through memories of things you could have been, things you should have done. The memory of a specific door closing in your past, a crucial opportunity that vanished because your inner voice whispered, "Wait, be safe," when it should have roared, "Go, be bold." I tell you now, that whisper was not your true self. It was the sound of the leash holder pulling the line. They know your power, and they know if you ever truly trust yourself, their dominance over your environment ends. This message has a divine deadline. It is for this today. The spiritual window is closing at midnight. What happens in the next 3 hours will set the course for the rest of your year. Your attention right now, in this very moment, is not just passive viewing. It is an act of spiritual defiance. The leash holder's greatest fear is exposure, and that exposure is scheduled. The divine plan to correct this silent injustice you have carried since your childhood is already in motion. The first crack in their false foundation will show itself before the clock strikes 7 p.m. Eastern Time today. You will witness a tiny, unexpected reversal in a situation you had given up on. A lost item suddenly appears, a difficult person suddenly agrees with you, or an email you expected to be harsh is unexpectedly kind. This is the universe confirming that the leash is fraying. Do not wait until Monday for this. The angels are moving on your behalf, untying the knots in your destiny between now and sunrise tomorrow. Every lie the leash holder has put into the minds of those who could have supported you, your mentors, your family, your potential partners, is about to be neutralized. That feeling you get that you are an outsider looking in, even with your own family, even when they say they are proud of you, that is your spirit acknowledging that you are not of them. You are different, set apart for a reason. The leash holder is the one who has convinced you that different means lesser. The divine is here to show you that different means chosen. The antagonist, the leash holder, is a soul of profound envy. They are not merely jealous of what you have, they are terrified of what you are destined to become. They are close, sometimes physically, but always spiritually. They are the one who offers advice that always leaves you slightly worse off, the one whose praise feels hollow, the one who subtly mocks your highest aspirations. Their envy is the material of the leash. They have meticulously maintained an atmosphere of subtle doubt around you, ensuring you remain slightly off balance, always relying on their false guidance. The source of the hidden pain you have felt for years, the inability to truly relax, the constant low-level panic, stems from the leash holder's subconscious warfare. They have used their own doubt and negativity as a spiritual net, and they cast it over your destiny every time you try to rise. This is why you feel that inexplicable tug, that sudden fear, right when success is within reach. They didn't want you to fail, they wanted you to succeed only up to the point where you still needed them. The urgency of the timeline is tied to a specific financial or relational move the leash holder is attempting. They are finalizing a deal, a conversation, or a legal document right now that they believe will permanently cement their position of control over a shared asset, resource, or relationship that you deserve. Their plan is set to lock in place before the stock market or business hours resume tomorrow morning. They believe they have one final, unseen window of opportunity. But the divine is intercepting the message they are sending, and redirecting the energy of that action back toward its true owner, you. You are being shown this because your next step must be decisive and fully self-directed, without consulting the leash holder. Every time you have felt like you were walking on broken glass, every time you felt small in their presence. This is the end of the script, but the beginning of your new life. Go back to the start. Rewatch this video immediately. Something you missed, a small sign, a forgotten word in the first 3 minutes, will strike you the second time you watch it. That is the final confirmation you need. Receive this. Believe this. Act on this. Type Amen in all capital letters right now to seal this prophecy and claim your complete, total, and irreversible freedom.